And but there is a split, and that's good for us in the long run. And Goldman has got caught stealing from everybody. Naked shorts, front-running the market. The MBS CDOs, which they sold to their own clients and then shorted them simultaneously. I mean, these guys are scum. And so no wonder the Illuminati has said, hey, we got to bring Volcker and Morgan back in there to get confidence back into the area of finance and government. And so all of these things are going on. There's a lot of cross currents. And as Melody and I discussed off air earlier, when you see the market come down, when you see bonds under pressure, when you see commodities come down, when you see gold and silver come down, you know something big is coming. I don't know what it is, but what I see has all the earmarks of markets being put in position for something dreadful, which would nominally make gold and silver go up. So if they take it down, it has to regain what it lost, and then if they are to go higher, it makes it more difficult. And that's what they're up to. Something bad is coming. And I don't know what it is. But every time you see this sort of action, you see something happen. It's usually a false flag event by the United States government in behalf of the Illuminati. And so that's where this is all headed. I noticed that I just saw Ellen Brown's latest piece, and she quoted the international forecaster in regard to what I was just talking to you about. And Max Kaiser said the same thing I did. And in the forecaster, we carry all his tapes, because I think he does a good job. And so I put them in there. Any article I think has depth and logic and reason and professional aptitude, I put it in there. And that's why we have 3 pages of links. And that's big. You don't have to do anything. Go anywhere. Look at any TV, radio. Read anything. Just read the International Forecaster twice a week, and everything that you need to know is in there. Believe me. And I don't have to push the publication. We have thousands of subscribers. And I don't need any money. I give money away to people who are poor, really poor people. So read it, and you'll know what's going on. You know how to protect yourself and how to protect your families and your friends. Even if most of them don't want to listen, it's okay. Sooner or later, they'll wake up. Some of them will wake up too late, and it'll cost them their lives. Because these people aren't going to give up without a fight. They know if we gain control, we're going to hang them all. A good example is what we saw in Congress this week. 2 men who committed treason. What they did was treason. And they should be hung. Tried first, of course. But I don't think, back in 1798, or whatever the date was when they had the French Revolution, I can remember Bastille Day, but I can't remember the day of the French Revolution. They chopped off 300,000 heads. And these people in Washington and New York City are going to be very lucky if the mob doesn't get them. Because if we don't, If we don't take over our government through Congress, that's what's going to happen.
Bob, I got a question in here from, he wants to know if there's a way to measure inflation that is coming. Is there anything in which you could measure that would be good?
Well, I think what you can do is look at the what used to be M3, which is now about 4% increase. So no inflation is going to come from there. Any inflation that we will get from the present $12.7 trillion that's in the system and the monetization that occurs from here on out. And if government cannot raise enough money to pay off debt in the form of bonds, then you're going to have hyperinflation. Last year, in order to fund the government bond sales and to keep inflation under control, deflation under control, the Federal Reserve bought 80% of all of the treasuries and agencies, and on top of that, they spent about $850 billion buying toxic waste. If they hadn't done that, we would be in a deflationary depression right now. And we have inflation. It's about 7% or so. Government admits to 3%. It's going to get worse. How much worse? I don't know. Because we don't know what they're going to do. There's a big lag time between these figures that we get. And I got to go dig them out, and it's a pain. It was much easier when the Fed, over 3 years ago, I guess it's 4 in March, stopped giving the M3 figures. He said nobody was interested.
And we're just about out of time, and I just got a question in from Russia. So we're going to take his question on Monday. So we even have a listener in Russia.
Well, we have a bunch of them on Drew Raines' program in Russia. So it may be the same group of people.
I don't know. What is happening at Davos? Any earth-shaking news real quick before we end
Not
the
really.
program?
The same old behind the scenes manipulation.
And we're out of time, and we'll be back on Monday. So until then, be safe. Good night. God bless. 800-375-4188. Your complimentary issue, and, of course, your gold and silver coins, your discount gold and silver. Until then, good night.